From unsolved mysteries to unexplained phenomena, from comedy gold to relationship fails, Amazon Music's got the most ad-free top podcasts, included with Prime. Because the only thing that should interrupt your listening is, well, nothing. Download the Amazon Music app today.
What are some great ideas and how to ensure you have your goals mapped out effectively? Stay tuned and find out.
Welcome.
Okay, here's the question.
Serious?
How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph?
Come on.
Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
Let's go.
This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it out.
Hello, my Dark Horse friends and family. Welcome back to your daily dose of crystal clear goal-setting learning. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman, and you? Well, that's infinitely more important. You are a driven entrepreneur or one in the making. Either way, you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start leveling up with some great marketing, personal, or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. And that's why I'm here hitting you with yet another daily success episode coming to you straight from Dark Horse HQ as we dive deep into success with some actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up your game, because as we already know, there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those little steps towards your goal every single day. And now, before we get rolling into today's episode, I think a couple of those little steps should entail, connecting with like-minded folks. So I would urge you to come on over to the Dark Horse Facebook group, right? The Dark Horse Tribe, and go to facebook.com, put in their Dark Horse Tribe up at the top of that, in that search bar there. You should see us right there. Come on and join us in the group. If for some reason that doesn't work for you, go to your favorite web browser, type in darkhorseschooling.com /Dark Horse Tribe, all one word, and press enter, and that should take you right there. Look forward to connecting you with you in the group. And of course, connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram, and all the other socials out there, even LinkedIn. Connect with us and let's jam, ask questions. I like to share what little I know and what I'm still learning, and then actually get your input on what you're hearing here on the show and what you'd like to hear. All right? Oh, and last but not least, I think you might want to go to darkhorseschooling.com and sign up for the newsletter. We're always publishing some great content in there. We're making sure you don't miss an episode that comes out. You don't get peppered every day like every episode we put out here on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur podcast, but certainly an email will go out at least once a week to let you know about the great guests we brought onto the show and some insights of what's going to be shared across the week. And then every once in a while we drop some extra bonus content for you to grow from. All right, let's get into this, right? Goals, right? We've been talking about goals all week. We're going to talk about some ways to make sure you're mapping these out. And I think it really doesn't matter whether you're setting your goals, for your personal life, for your business, for your health, your spirituality, or whatever. Mapping out clear, concise goals is the first key to succeeding, to successfully achieving them and succeeding in them. Without clear goals, you're quite probably going to end up wandering around, misdirected on what you want to achieve. Some things might appear on your radar screen, some things you'll just totally miss. And this misdirection can easily lead you down the path of stagnation. You're just like, whatever, this is too hard. I'm just not going to try. Clear goals give you the significant motivation, the increased momentum, and the intensity of purpose in your life, in your business, in your spirituality, in your relationship, wherever you're driving these focus goals to. So I want to give you some tips to help you define these crystal clear goals for your life and for your business. And I think the first and foremost is be aware of what it is you want to achieve. First and foremost, you want to define crystal clear goals. You need to know exactly what it is you want to achieve, where you want it to be, what you want to have, what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, you're never going to figure out where in the hell you want to get to if you don't know where in the hell you're trying to get to, right? You don't know where it is if you don't know there it is. So if you're, sitting there saying, well, I kind of like to earn some more money. No. How much more money do you want to earn and by when? And I want you to be realistic, but I want you to have it be a bit of a stretch goal. All right. So now once you know where you want to be and what you want to achieve, you'll be able to come up with goals that will help you get there. The step-by-steps. And you can ask yourself some questions like, where do you want to be in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? I'm a big proponent of staying within the 1, 3, and maybe 5 on the outside. I tend to lean more towards the 3. Because I think once you get past that 5 and 10 year, those marks are a little further out and almost I won't say become unconceivable, but they're a little harder to map towards. These are great for big companies that are out there trying to, drive and improve things for their capital, sourcing. Anyway. All right. And, then ask yourself questions like, what kind of work do you want to be doing? Right? Is it what you're doing now? Is it something you'd rather, shift over to? Is there some new modification to the current work you'd like to be doing now? What kind of relationship do you want to be in? Is the one you have good? Do you want to make it better? How does that look? Right? If your relationship was perfect in every way, how would that look? When you wake up in the morning, what do you feel? When you look at your significant other, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? Right? What does that look like? Right? Where do you want to live? That's a great question. Do you like your house? Do you want to fix it up? Is there an addition you want to add? Do you want to repaint a room? Where do you want to live? Picture that in all its grandioseness and all its amazement, right? Do you have a big yard? Do you have a little yard? Do you have a dog, 3 dogs, 5 dogs? Do you have a farm? You have lots of animals, no animals? Do you live in an apartment in a metropolitan area? Whatever it is for you. And these are just starter ideas. Take some time and sit down and brainstorm your long-term desires and dreams. Next thing you're going to want to do is set a clock. You see, a goal without a deadline is just a wish or a dream that will quite easily evaporate into much like the morning dew when the light of the day sets across it, right? So when the light of your reality hits it, if you don't have everything kind of laid out, it's just going to be gone. Setting deadlines will thwart, or at least help thwart, procrastination, and it will urge you into action to meet your own goals. Having a timeline for your goals also helps you to clarify them, because not only do you know what you want, you know by when you want it. And you might know that you want it now, right? So inside your bigger goals, come up with goals that you'll want to meet in a month, in a year, and in 2 years, and in 2.5 years, and in 3 years from now. Nest those small goals together chronologically to form the achievement of a larger goal. So here's an example, right? I want to walk 3 times a week starting this week. And then I'm going to jog a mile by, and then you put the date. And I'm going to run 5 miles by, and you put another date, all right? Or I do 3 hours of cardio a week between now and date. I run 5 miles a day by date, right? See, all of these are leading up to a larger goal of I want to run my first marathon by date. You get the picture? All right. And another thing you'll want to do is to create a map, right? This is a massive action plan, but creating this map will help keep you on track. But here's the thing. Don't etch your map in stone. Right? Allow for modifications along the way, but always keep your eye ever focused on your primary goal. So it's a great idea to have this I call it your BOHAG, your big, hairy, audacious goal, and then a plan to get there. I'm going to do this, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Well, as you get through these steps, things are going to change. You're going to find new, cooler ways to get done what you need to get done, or you're going to find an obstacle has popped up and it's going to, maybe alter your plan a little bit. So you want to be limber, right? Be nimble in your plans, but be ever rigid towards the direction to get to your goal. And at the same time, you're going to have to keep it real. All right. You got to have some realistic goals. Now, stretch goals, yes, but realistic. You can all but guarantee that you'll be able to achieve the goals that you desire if you keep them realistic. Set yourself a goal that is just a little outside your reach, just a little outside your comfort zone. Then when you reach it, you'll be able to reach a little farther next time. Remember, we talked about leaning into your comfort zone a couple episodes ago. Go back and check that one out. And as you lean into you lean out of your comfort zone into your uncomfort zone, right? Just a little bit, just enough to, then you grow your comfort zone. And it's the same principle here. See, this way you won't stress yourself out by trying to accomplish something that is so far out of reach that you pull a muscle, right? A clear goal is a realistic one. Make it a stretch goal, right? So don't be too easy on yourself, but you'll want to make sure you believe in your ability to attain it. And again, I want to repeat here, right? You're going to want to break down your long-term goals into smaller goals and then into smaller bite-sized tasks, into these actionable steps. And completing each actionable step and task towards your goal will give you this feeling of accomplishment and begin to motivate you to continue your journey even further and even faster towards that major goal. All right, so you've got to be crystal clear. I know, Tracy, that's why I'm listening to this, right? You said you're going to tell me how to map out some crystal clear goals, right? You're going to specify your goals with details of exactly what you want. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. You got to avoid these vague generalities, right? Make it sound that you so clear and so detailed that if you handed a stranger a piece of paper, right, that had your goal in one sentence, they'd get it. They would know exactly what you were trying to achieve. Also, they would be able to help tell you if you had achieved it already or not. See, when you have a specific goal, you're able to better accomplish it. Not to mention, you'll know when you accomplish it. Because sometimes people set these goals. Let's use the one I gave example earlier. I'd like to make more money. Okay, well, let's say in about a month and a half, you get a little cost of living raise. Well, that's more money, right? So at some level, subconsciously, your brain's going, check, I earned more money. Or I am earning more money. So now subconsciously, the motivation is gone to keep striving to earn, quote unquote, more money. But when you write out a specific goal, right? I earn X dollars by 12/31/2021. Oh, well, your brain's going, well, we're not there yet. We got to keep going. Okay. Specific goals allow you to form your timeline and define your action steps. All right, so have those specific goals. That takes away the guesswork involved with dealing with specifics. If you're saying, hey, I want to earn $1 million by the end of the year. Well, your brain's going, oh shit, we got to get on. We got to start romping on the gas here because I know it's only January 5th right now, but it's only 12 months. Millions of dollars is a lot of money. Okay. I mean, I know one thing I forgot to say. And when you write your goals out, and you are writing them out, right? You're writing them down in a journal or somewhere. Yeah, that's good. That's what you need to do. You want to write them in what's referred to as the present tense, right? You don't want to say, I want to make more money. No. You don't want to say, I want to make $1,000 per week. No. You want to say, I make $1,000 per week by, and then you put your date, right? This goal is specific, it's measurable, and hopefully, it's because you've written it down, it's realistic. And then again, please note that the tense of the goal is to be written in this positive present tense. And when I say positive present tense, you don't want to say, I am not a smoker. You want to say, I am a non-smoker. Don't say the things you're not, because if I remember correctly, in my learnings, the brain tends to eject the negative, and now you're left with, I am a smoker, right? So you want to say, I am a non-smoker, or I weigh X number of pounds, or I earn X dollars per week, month, year by this time frame. Make sense? All right. And then you want to review and refine your goals. Look, your life will go through change. That's life, right? Change happens. So you would and should be reviewing your goals, because as your life changes, your goals could quite possibly change. So the question becomes, should your goals remain constant given the new changes that have happened into your life? And if you think about it, when you were younger, you thought and believed things that today you might not think and believe, right? You have changed as the results of inputs and actions and activities that have happened throughout your life, right? So I guess that you could say, so too, your goals can change as your life changes. So you want to review and refine your goals. And during this review and refining process, discard goals that are no longer a priority, right? And reprioritize the ones that are a priority. Again, make them more specific, make them realistic, and make them achievable. I mean, gosh, how many times have you changed your thought about something? So it's okay to refine your goals several times in your life. What's important is that very minute. What's important this very minute, it might not be quite as important to you 9 months or, 19 months from now as it is important to you right this minute. So accept that, right? Check it. Heck, even embrace it. Revisit your goals a minimum of once a year. I would say twice a year, and make new plans if necessary. See, many just kind of flounder through life, unsure of what they want to achieve or what their purpose is. You don't want that to be you. That's why you listen to podcasts like this. So give your life a crystal clear meaning by putting some thought into what it is that's important to you. What goals do you want to achieve? What actions are you going to take to make your dreams today your reality of tomorrow? All right, ran a little long on this one, but I think goals are just that important, which is why I'm spending this whole week talking about it, this week of the first week of 2021 and everyone's New Year's resolutions. Let's make sure those resolutions become goals so that they help you fulfill the life you're looking for. All right, my Dark Horse friends and family, now that you have your goals kind of crystallized, tomorrow we're going to chat about some ways to help you stay focused on them. Now, I know you want to keep getting these daily success tips, so make sure you go on down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're there, leave us a 5-star rating, and of course, drop us some kind words in the reviews. When you subscribe, rate, and review, it helps us get a little higher in the rankings for Apple and Spotify and everywhere, which allows us to help many more people. All right. And then come on over and get to know us in the Facebook group. Like I mentioned earlier, go to facebook.com, in that search bar at Facebook, type in Dark Horse Tribe. You should see us right there. And if for some reason that doesn't work, go to your favorite web browser, type in darkhorseschooling.com/Dark Horse Tribe. That should take you right there. I look forward to meeting you in the group. All right. You get out there, you run your race, you get your results, and let me hear about them. Really, come on over into the group and tell me all about them. Until tomorrow, think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
And you know this.
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.